Hi and welcome to another episode of This is English with me, Rich. Now today we're going to look at the phrasal verb with put. Now the put has a lot of different meanings when you use the different phrasal verbs. We're going to look at a few of them today. Now the word put itself is pretty difficult to understand because it doesn't have a lot of meaning unless you use the different phrasal verb endings. So let's look at one or two examples. We'll start with something simple. Now when you wake up and you've had a shower in the morning, then you put on your clothes. The logic would be that you put off your clothes when you've finished for the day. But it's not true. The opposite of put on clothes is to take off. So already it starts to be a little bit confusing. Now put off has a completely different meaning. Now let's say for example you've got a bit of a pain in your tooth and you know that you need to go and visit the dentist. But because it's going to hurt, you decide that you want to push this back. You want to put off your appointment. So the first one, put on, we put on our clothes, and the opposite is we take off our clothes. If we put something off, it means we delay it and we push it back to a later date. Let's look at a different example. This time we're going to look at put up and the opposite to put down. But again, they're not opposites, they don't make sense. So put up. Now first of all, if I've got a painting and I want to put the painting on my wall, I could put up the painting. Now, put up with has a completely different meaning. Now, let's say for example, my best friend has a girlfriend, but to be honest, I don't really like her. So I could say, I put up with her because I don't want my friend to feel bad. So in this case, I tolerate it. Now thirdly, and another use of put up, is when I ask a person to come to the house and they might want to stay in the house because they're staying in London for a few days so they can sleep on the sofa. So I'll say, you don't need to book a hotel, we'll put you up for the night. So let's just be careful with using the different prepositions because they change the meaning. So put up, literally, I take a picture, I put it up on my wall. Secondly, I put up with something, I tolerate it and I accept it because I don't want to cause a problem. And finally, I put up my friend in my house so that they didn't have to book a hotel. Those are the three with put up plus put up with. Okay, next one, put down. It's the opposite of up, of course, but again, it doesn't make sense. Now, put down could be when you take a deposit for something. Let's imagine that you want to buy a house. Now most people don't have enough money in their bank account to buy the house 100%. So what the bank do is they'll say, give us some money first so we can take that as a deposit. So you walk into the bank and you put down your deposit. Now in a different context, put down has a very different meaning, a little bit of a sad one unfortunately. Now let's imagine that you've got a family pet and it's a dog and it's not very well, it's quite old and it's coming towards the end of its life. Now some people unfortunately they will say the dog has a very bad quality of life. So you go to the vet and the vet gives it an injection and it is put down. A little bit of a sad example, I'm sorry about that, but those are the different meanings. So put up and put down. Now with put, there are several different other contexts that we can use. So what I've done is I've put a few more of them on the link which you can download. So try to familiarise yourself with that and try and practice. Hope that's been useful and we hope to see you again on This is English.